I think you're absolutely right, but I think there's more than that, right? Because I do think that there are white people in America who understand the power structure and they're never going to want to break it down because they are actually benefiting from it. I think there's a lot of Americans who think they're benefiting from it. And then I think there's a lot of white Americans who have no fucking idea what the power structure in it is in this country at all. And that's by design. My name's Amy. I've been relearning U.S. history. You can find me on YouTube or Substack or Patreon or with a podcast that I host called The Foolish Optimist. But like, I firmly believe that the dismantling of our education system is in an effort to keep a lot of white Americans in the dark and to keep a lot of white Americans wrapped up in this nationalistic pride about how great, star-spangled, awesome the United States is. And this is not all white Americans. Hashtag not all whites, right? But so many of them will tell you this country is so star-spangled awesome. It's so beyond reproach. You can't fix anything. Everything is so perfect. And then they'll tell you in the same breath, they haven't had health insurance in 2 years. They haven't seen a dentist in 6. Their family members, their loved ones, their friends are all either in active addiction or fucking dead. They have 3 jobs and they don't know how they're going to pay the mortgage. So they don't understand how they benefit from this power structure because of the color of their skin, but they're still being harmed by the power structure because it's being used as designed. Someone told me earlier this year, around November, that the founding fathers would hate what our country has become. And I think I laughed for like 72 hours straight. I was like, what do you mean? They would love this shit. The founding fathers, the vast majority of them were landowners, people owners. They were all white. They designed a system that was literally so that 10% of the population could vote and make decisions. They would absolutely fucking love that 1.5% of our population owns 60-some% of our wealth, and that our voting power as a populace is going down, and that these uber wealthy people are making monies off of all of our backs. They would love that shit. What do you mean the founding fathers wouldn't like this? But I think you're right. I think there is a subsegment of our country, specifically white Americans, who do benefit from this system, who will never change it. Despite the fact that if they did change it, we would all be wealthier. Every single one of us would be wealthier. Every single one of us would be wealthier if we had a more equitable society. That's the thing that a lot of white Americans don't even register. They don't understand that A, there is inequity, or B, they don't care because they think they're benefiting from it. And then, of course, there are the people who do know they're benefiting from it, and they just will never care because they're heartless monsters, because empathy has been bred out of white Americans. I learned that from a book called The Empathy Gap. I will tag the author below, and you should check this book out, especially if you're a white person.